Extender? Says password. Dog catcher says, howdy.
Hello.
Can you hear us? We're having to share a mic. Preston's got a mic and he's got the mic. So
yeah.
Hi everyone. Sorry we're late, but everybody worked over late and everybody got here late, and so we got done late eating, and so got the boys their bath, and because we had red sauce and they were covered. So we're good to go. So this week I ain't got nothing new except for we busted our ass Saturday to get that side of the building done so for when the lift gets here. And I paid for it for the last 3 days. I'm stored up. My lower back is fried.
I had the easy job.
Yeah, he worked the tractor. I tried to tip the tractor over.
He was our human counterweight. We caught it on camera too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I played Superman. Just kind of grabbed a hold of the thing and I pushed the tractor back up right up.
Yep.
We realized real fast that the front tires were under deflated. So it was really wonky when we first time we put the basket up in there with my big ass in it. So then we put him in the basket, made him drive the fit, and me and Preston did all the cut.
Yeah, worked great.
She's a damn good cutter. She's really good. She is working ahead. We busted it.
Oh.
We got that corner done.
Yep.
So we're ready for it to come, and I haven't heard nothing from the company.
Because we did it early. Now it's going to take 5 weeks for it to come in.
Probably.
That's how it works.
You're right. Since we did it early, it's probably going to take 5 weeks.
Hey, what's wrong with being ahead?
No, I'm just saying that's how it always tends to work.
Anyways, don't forget, we got to plug our sponsors, which is the Summit, the JEGGS, the Acme Tools, Super Links. Don't forget that the memberships are now available. They're in a link down below. And B&A Engine Works out of Van Buren, Arkansas, Miss Santana. I don't know if you're here, Miss Santana, but we are bearings, rings, and cam bearings away from having a done short block for the big block. But
somebody just talking smack
to me.
Mm-hmm.
About me?
Mm-hmm.
What about me?
Well, Dog Catcher says, how good are the 88 305 blocks and heads? And then Pacer X01 says someone got their ears lowered. The beard next?
Huh?
No, actually, that's trimmed.
That is trimmed.
It was very trimmed.
But we did notice.
Looks good, though.
I watched back last week. Quit trying to fold your beard up over your face like a dog's ass. Because you do that, and then you grab it underneath and you fold it up over your face. And you do this.
Yeah, well, okay, there's a whole purpose to it. It's because I hate beards that fall straight down, and Ty is like the #1 reason why I do this. His beard does not flow like a normal beard. It sucks into his neck, and it rolls, and then it goes out. Well, and it looks stupid. So I'm trying to train my hairs.
He wants to extend his chin.
Yeah.
Is what he's trying to do.
Like a Leonidas beard, It doesn't lay on you, but it's like it's out there for now.
I'm sorry. I mean, this is all I'm gonna do. I tried doing the beard thing, and it bugged the hell out of me.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's all wonky. I couldn't get the lay right. No, so I'm sticking with the goat like I did for the last 40 years. I ain't got no hair on the head, so I ain't gonna worry about it. It's just zing, zing, zing. I'm done.
I stick with the goatee. I mean,
yeah.
When I was a firefighter, that was all I was allowed to have. Not even this long.
For the fresh air, yeah.
Yeah, from the.
And you've actually trimmed yours down.
Yeah,
yeah,
I did.
It was about 3 inches longer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm built for simplicity, not for having to.
What are you talking about? This is very simple, Skin high fade, trim it up.
Meant the maintenance that you do with your beard oils and your conditioner and your shampoo
and your
combs.
Combs is constant and do it. Yeah, it's like a smoking tick. It's like, except it's this. the whole time. Hour and 15
He
minutes
watches
last week.
the-
I edited it.
It's my thing. That's how I think, man. I can't help it.
Anyways, but we're gonna be doing some moving around because I don't think I'm gonna have the electricity done by the time it gets hot down here in the south. So we are gonna have air conditioning in the big shop probably this summer. So we're gonna move the Mustang out into the new shop and
There you go.
and bring the other short bed frame and Bam Lam in here because I'm hoping and praying that that other 12 bolt that's in that is posi. They both spin the same direction. I don't know if they welded that one too. We'll see. But there is going to be another race. It's not exactly a vintage race. It's a street car race. 1 power adder and drag radials on the 23rd of May, which I'll be going to. But I would like to have it up and running and have that both tires pulling by then. But it'll be, but we're still, me and Mark are still talking on Facebook about, doing another vintage, which I want to throw out the challenge. You guys are anywhere you'd like to come down, I'll get you a date and we'll all get together and we'll have a street car vintage street tire race. I'm challenging anybody that wants to come or anybody that can make it. And it's probably going to be, I don't know, it's probably going to be sometime in June. Maybe. Unless I can talk Mark into it sooner.
Fucking Mike comes down with big girl. All right, I quit.
Watch your profanities.
Yeah. We're G-rated here.
Did you hear all my bumps last week?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I watched pretty much the whole thing, having to edit things out and do, Yeah.
You know what you need? You know what we need? We need a buzzer. Beep.
Shot collars.
No, not shot
No,
collar.
the little
I'd be
beaver
dead.
like they do on like
Oh,
Do
a
television,
beeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a beaver.
Oh, I
Like,
could
mother beep.
I could edit that, but I mean, it's just too much fun just to cut you out.
Oh.
And of course, I had to edit. When we had the internet week that on last week,
Yeah.
that dead spot.
Oh, the week before last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On our 51st episode.
Anyways, so the what year 80 what?
No, it was 883 heads on a 350.
88, 305 blocks and heads.
88, yeah, they're Vortex.
They're still considered.
It's a roller block.
Yeah,
Vortex.
Yeah, they're still considered small blocks.
He's
The
just
90.
asking how good are
I
they.
did some research because we were talking about that Vortex. James, I believe we were talking about that 97. How it's a
Yeah.
Vortex, and you can't
use.
where that was considered the first LS.
Yeah,
That was considered an LS
It was
one.
a transition.
Yeah, that was considered an LS. That wasn't considered a small block anymore.
Yeah, it was a transition.
Michael Scantlin said rated E for everyone.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nope.
But no, they're fine. They're fine. They won't make as much power as the 350 Vortex will, but they flow, the heads flow good. I mean, if you can get a little bit bigger valves put in them.
Yeah, they're still standard small block stuff. So a lot of that is just your everyday, port matching and all that.
You gotta remember that even though back in the day when they would say it'd be a HO whatever, it wasn't really high output. It was like 10, 15 horsepower difference between the throttle down ones with the bad exhaust that stifled everything and the bad air breathers and
Yep.
yeah, no, it was HO was just a selling point. It was just a way to get people on the lot.
Marketing, yeah.
It was marketing.
Just remember, take the lid and flip it upside down. You get another 10 horsepower.
Proven.
Proven.
I was gonna say, I got a 500 big block that makes 195 horsepower. So
Mhm. That's choked down.
mhm.
Better exhaust, better intake, bigger carburetor, you're flying.
Boom.
Any questions? Come on, guys. Questions.
What did you do for your hot rod today?
I actually moved 2 stacks of tires, doors, fenders. I'm trying to start cleaning up around the house because Christina's getting tired of looking at it. So stuff started going in the lean-to in the shop, and I was going to have you if you weren't running late. I was we could chain up to the Mustang and pull it into the shop down there and make space, but we'll do that some other time.
Oh, that's my tractor.
Yeah, talking about your tractor. Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah. Christina wanted to do it, but I was like, well, okay. It's either I drive the tractor or you drive the tractor. And you've never driven the tractor.
What's this? Yeah.
She mowed with it once.
That's still driving it.
I know, but still, it's got the forks on it, which are 4 foot longer than the bucket. You know,
Take the forks off.
I don't know how.
Pull pins.
You say it like
It's not his. He's not trying to
it's not.
dink around with it and then accidentally break something.
Yeah,
it's under warranty. Be all right.
Anyway, we do have a question from John Doe. Says, I'm a first-time viewer. I'm rebuilding my dad's truck. Have lots of new parts, but waiting on parts is the worst. My auto carb in pieces, waiting for jets. Never using eBay again. And then Dog Catcher said, street strip.
Street trip. Yeah.
Yeah, for 305 for a street strip.
It's not going to have a lot of power unless it's a very, very, very light car.
Very light.
Very light car.
Very light.
And maybe in front of a 5-speed or a 4-speed. Standard. Automatic it'll be, you ain't going to like it. It's going to be very, very
gutless.
Yeah.
Yep. But I tell you what, though, them NV 4500s can take a lot. So if you can find one of those, and they bolt, they're what
right in.
they those were the 5-speed manuals that come into the 88s and 98s, the NV 4500s on them, and they are tough little bastards.
Yep. They were still made I'm about to say Ford tough. You're welcome, Chris. They're still made truck tough.
Yeah. Well, see, still back then they were considered work trucks.
Yeah. So an implement and not a family truckster. Yeah.
Yeah. So they didn't make a whole lot of crew cabs.
Well, back in the day, they made trucks to be work vehicles,
Exactly.
not.
Yeah.
I mean, now
hauling mom
you go look at
groceries.
Yeah, I was gonna say you go look at a brand new truck, the 4-wheel drive, so you don't spin out in a puddle of Kool-Aid in the Target parking lot. I mean,
What are you looking for?
I gotta blow my nose. I'm not allergies.
Holstead Garage says, what is everyone's opinion on rat rods?
Whoa.
Well, okay, there are some guys that overdo them. So like they'll take like a Model T or do something, but they won't make it like a rat rod. They'll make like a doomsday style,
Like a steampunk?
Yeah, like a steam pup type thing. That to me is not a rat rod. That's just a hot rod with a costume on, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean,
I'm gonna say, I agree. You know, doing it with the right vehicle, but an old school one like a Model T or I personally own a 28.5 Model A. I mean, doing something like that, no, I'm against, but
it would be kind
they
of
can be cool. Yes.
Yeah, it'd be kind of in there.
Well, they're very cool, but they're not fun to drive.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely.
Well, I was gonna say, me trying to sit in that 28.5 Ford I got, yeah, I couldn't see how they chopped the top down because I'm already sitting in there like.
Well, I do have a weird question. I don't know anything about rat rods. I think they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Rods, the Model A's, Model T's, or are they like more of the 50s style vehicles?
It can pretty much be anything. It's basically you take a pile of everything you got a motor transmission and some kind of chassis, and you just kind of put stuff on it, and you kind of meld it. You make shifters that are this tall,
right?
Holes cut out in the and maybe it's got glass, maybe it doesn't got glass.
So it's a psychobilly Cadillac kind of.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
It's kind of the kitchen sink throwing out a hot rod.
Yeah. If you went,
and
imagine if you went to a junkyard and built a car
and just could take anything you wanted off what he had.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
that's kind of what a rat rod is. Now, what I don't like it is when guys will do like, I like seeing the creative freedom on a rat rod, not like streamlining on a rat rod.
Yeah, it's a
you know, you don't see chrome on a rat rod.
It's kind of like outlaw bike builders. You know, they have this. They get this vision in their head of what they got. They can look at all these parts. They got sitting on the shelves and on the walls and everything, and says, "Yeah, I can build a car on all this." And they just kind of throw it all together in the kitchen sink and put it all together. And some of them are
cool.
awesome, or very cool. Yeah, but still, when you walk up at like at a car show and it's got aluminum bucket seats with no padding in it, you know, and it's on the floor and there's no suspension. It's like riding down the road on a skateboard. No, that's just not my fun.
No, yeah.
You know.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. John Doe says I was ready to rebuild Vortec heads with beehive springs and seals.
Heck
Took
yeah.
valves off and saw rust pits. Now a visit to machine shop while holding these beautiful comp cam parts.
Yep.
And then Holstead Garage says everything. Exactly, Buck. All the extra parts you collect.
Yep.
And then John Doe said, learn something new. Now I know what a rat rod is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Throw the kitchen sink at it, and you know.
I remember we had a buddy that we called it the rat rod, but it wasn't like a because a lot of welding and all that, right? Well, I had a buddy in the Navy. I think you met him, John. Everybody called him Cowboy, but he had about a 94 Ranger that not two bolts matched in that whole truck. It had a S10 rear end, and it had a Blazer front end, and it had a Sonoma passenger side door, and it was a hodgepodge of crap. But I mean, I thought it was the coolest thing ever, because he would literally like, oh, this broke. I'm gonna go to the junkyard real quick. Come back, $40. Like, how about we can make this work? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's the whole point. It's your expression.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's nobody crazier than a guy in a 30-year-old Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
I mean, that
wasn't even his daily. He had like an 01 short wide Silverado that he drove every day. And what's really crazy is he was a cook in the Navy.
He was a CS. That's funny.
Yep. He's from Texas.
Pacer said, I learned the hard way to scuff your chrome valve covers before you install quart gaskets. $30 lesson.
Yep.
Not the worst lesson to learn, though. In the grand scheme of things, not the worst lesson to learn.
I was gonna say we put new.
Not adding water, not making sure your coolant is up to, like on that 79 truck that I had. I blew the motor in it, cracked the whole block.
I don't say we put.
You were 16.
That was an $1,100 oopsie lesson to learn.
$1,100 in a whole summer of working at Sonic.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, your compressor's on.
Threw me off guard.
I think Chris needs new pants.
He jumped.
It keeps going right behind
I
you.
know.
What's happening?
He
What
turned
are
around
you
ready to
doing?
whoop some butt. You can leave that. You want to leave that door open a little bit?
Yeah, let the funk get out.
The funk?
I didn't mess
Yes.
myself. Don't worry.
Is it warming up in here? Do you want me to turn the air conditioner on?
No, it'd be too cold then.
What are you, Goldilocks or something?
It's got to be just right.
This is what I deal with.
John Doe says rewind and clip.
Yep.
Yes.
I will be. You're about to be TikTok famous.
I will screen record when this live comes out. I will screen record that part. Don't edit it out because that was funny.
No, because it'll be. I don't edit this part. I edit it for
amateurs.
I'll end up watching myself later on that.
But
You turned around ready to whoop some butt. I was like, oh, I didn't know Chris could move that fast, guys.
Wow.
You guys are the ones that used him as a human counterweight on Saturday, okay? good. Chris is here. Stand right here, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the easy job out of the deal. I mean, run the tractor. I mean,
John Doe says slow motion with audio.
Yeah.
And then Pacer said, "You've got your thumbnail now."
I'm gonna be TikTok famous Monday of next week.
How bad can I scare my son-in-law?
That's good. I'm gonna start a whole YouTube channel now. Scaring Chris. Wednesdays on Scaring Chris.
At least he doesn't have jazz hands when he gets scared. Like, ah!
Shut up.
These aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers.
Buck, this isn't a question. What is the most expensive lesson you've ever learned in automotives since it came up?
Don't do 135 miles per hour on the highway and pass a semi on the curb.
We gotta hear this story.
I've heard the story, but John Doe said $5 donations trigger the compressor. Oh, that would be great.
I'm sorry, guys. That was not planned. I thought I'd turn it off today.
Oh.
I really did. I thought I'd turn it off. Oh, that was good.
All right, you want to tell your Monty story, or?
Oh, okay. Well, we had a bet. I got bet, and we said we go exit. And Sal saw it was the east side exit to the south exit. And it's about 3 miles. Go around town, right? And so we hit the on ramp, and off we went. And it was hammered down. And that old Monte Carlo, it had 273 gears in it, so it would leg out like the 70s big land barges would, right? And we're doing 135 miles per hour, and he's on my door. And we're climbing on the ass end of a semi. And he wasn't going to move. And so he was going to make me hit the brakes. No, but this is how dumb I was. I had my friend in the passenger seat with me, and he's down with his head down. He got his head between his knees and his hands on the dash, screaming, "Stop." I didn't stop. I swerved over on the side of the road, 135 miles per hour. Semi goes off, the whole 9 yards. He's over there about to lose his mind, shitting himself.
Profanities.
Pooping himself. And the day that I traded that car off, it still had his fingerprints in the dash.
Who was this friend? So Chris knows the name.
Uncle Mike Campbell.
The fingers on the dash kind of sounds like planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, but at 135 miles per hour in the middle of the night, and this is not LED lights, this is halogen lights, and semi, and we meet each other. It's like off of a damn movie, and I don't think Mike rode with me ever since that. I don't think he's been in the car with me ever since that. We're still friends to this day. He still comes to the house, but
he comes over.
Yeah. But I don't think he's ever ridden with me since. I didn't break nothing, but I could have broke everything. It's one of those when you think
could have
back at it
gotten
now.
arrested.
Think back at it now, you're like, oh my god.
Back in that day?
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably get a ticket.
I'm gonna say I had a friend let me nervous one time. I was riding with him, and he had which I know we normally talk about, old school Chevys and stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
But he was in a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution.
Yeah, a rice chopper. That's how he started. Just letting you know.
Just saying what we were in. And I look over, and his speedometer was maxed out at 160. I look at his little digital readout, and it says 170. We were doing 174 mile an hour, and I'm like, dude, let out.
Where at?
Between
That's straight away from Fort Smith.
Depending on how we're saying, maybe the Autobahn, but no, it was between Poto and Panama.
Oh, yeah.
There's a long straight stretch.
Yep, there is.
Yeah.
And he was doing that. I'm like, dude, let out.
That's why that stretch of road's always got cops on it now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh,
Kevin, your
100%.
ass.
We were riding a little
100%.
tuna can. I mean, if a squirrel run out in front of us, we were done. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, but I mean, when you're 18 years old, you don't think about that.
no.
Now, now that you're about to be 58 years old, I would never even attempt to do that now.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No.
we were probably 19,
Not even in a closed course, with the cage and the hood, straps and everything. No, that would scare the hell out of me.
No, we were probably 19 or 20, and I mean, he had a built. I mean, it made like 650 wheel horse.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I mean, for what it was, but
would
nonetheless,
you do it now?
Probably. Chris is silly.
not in the passenger seat. I do it in the driver's seat. I mean, if I'm in the driver's seat, I'll do it.
I used to have a little Chevy Sonic with the crank windows. I mean, it was basic of basic. And my friend had a Ford Fiesta, I think.
Was it ST?
Oh my goodness!
It wasn't-
I'm thinking
it
about
wasn't
turning her loose
basic.
at the racetrack.
Yeah.
It wasn't basic.
They made little Fiesta STs, and those were.
Oh, maybe it wasn't a Fiesta because the Fiestas are tiny, right?
They made Focus and Fiestas, and they made Explorer STs. But the Focus and Fiestas, they were little hot hatches.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the Fiesta then. It was a 4-door sedan, but it was longer like a Malibu.
That'd probably be the if it was an ST, it'd be a Focus.
Yeah, I think so.
Was it fast?
It was well. I mean, I topped out at 130, and she was
It was an ST
coming
then.
up on
Yeah.
me. So
I mean, I took the, my wife's Explorer. I took it, on the track, of course, and had that, 3-row SUV to 125 miles an hour. So on the track, of course.
I bought the whole speedometer. I'm gonna use it.
now I don't even do speed limit going down 64. So
I think the only person that's ever scared me in a car was Parker.
That's probably out in the woods.
No, we weren't even in the woods. We were coming back from Pocola Casino back home. You remember that old? Remember that old exit,
Yeah.
like 360 or whatever? He had an Isuzu Trooper,
Oh my God, yeah.
this beat down hunk of junk,
It
Isuzu
was,
Trooper
too.
with a standard in it, and he thought we were gonna Tokyo drift out of this exit. He come off the exit, and I was like, "Dude, slow down!" And he ripped it and dropped the gear, and it barked the tires and knocked the ass in loose. And we did 2 360s, did not roll, 2 360s, knocked over a sign. First thing that came out of his mouth was, "We got to get that sign." He literally unbuckles
were you talking about Matthew or Parker?
Parker.
Okay.
Robinson, yeah.
Okay.
He gets out of the car, runs, opens his back because he ripped the seats out of the Isuzu,
Yeah.
grabs the sign, throws it in the back, jumps in the driver's seat, and takes off. And I'm like, "Dude, this is a felony." He goes, "I like signs."
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
can see that from
I'm
him.
like,
No,
dude.
I mean, we did that. We did that stuff too.
But yeah, no, we were like, "Oh my God, like, what did we hit? What did we wreck?" Because,
Especially
like,
if you had a lifted 4-wheel drive, you just back up to it and just take a couple bolts. And you're looking like this the whole time.
Now, back in my younger days,
Then you get it and take off. You're like,
Yeah.
back in my younger days, I had a '97 Ford Explorer with a 5-liter V8. Me and my buddy we were following my buddy in a Camaro. He had a Catfish Camaro, and we were trying to keep up with him. I got that old '97 Explorer to 105, and that thing. If you've ever been on a plane, and when you land and it starts shaking, that's what that thing felt like doing that.
got a dog catcher says an RV burner on the ground at our local parts store. I sat for weeks, so my friend and I decided. Oh, it sat for weeks, so my friends and I decided to pull out the big block one late night total score for free.
Yep.
And then
A lot of midnight wrenching back in the day.
Mick says, Uncle Buck, are we related? I don't know.
I don't know. Where were you born? Where you live?
where were you born?
I was
I can't
born
pronounce-
in East LA.
I can't pronounce the whole name, so I just said Mick. And then Holstead Garage says, I was in a rollover in a Isuzu Trooper. LOL. We all lived. All good.
I swear to God, though, that thing was.
Those are like the little trackers, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
But it's
figured.
like a, it was like a minivan, but it wasn't a minivan.
Was that the one that
It was-
partnered with Honda on?
It looked like a shorter Astro.
It made the Passport.
with a hood.
Yeah,
Looked like an Astro with a hood.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It looked like an Astro with a hood. And let me tell you that. And he would peg that thing out.
He oh my God, he abused that thing.
Yep.
It was a throwaway car for him, and he used it that way.
Oh yeah, man. And the way he drove it, he was
pressure.
trying to roast every clutch in that transmission.
I'm telling you, he did. He abused that thing.
He
John
tried to-
Doe says, how about tips for a home-built engine test stand without welding equipment? I want to tune and degree the cam, etc., but don't want to pay someone to do it.
Use a pallet. And build your uprights and everything, but you gotta have a cooling system. You gotta have you have to have make sure that the radiator is above the water pump. Got a fuel system.
Some sort of fan.
Yeah, some sort of fan to keep it cool. Yeah, but without welding, without making it out of metal, you basically can do it on a pallet or do it on an engine stand.
I was gonna say you can use an engine stand.
Yeah, but then there's no way of cooling it.
No, I'm saying you can start with an engine stand and you can just drill holes and bolts and
Dog Catcher says, Junior, do a G10 van with a Duramax diesel in it. Total mullet 70s style, like lake pipes.
Joe Dirt.
So like the Astro.
No, she already given him the shake. No.
Yeah, it's
No.
like think of like a bigger version of an Astro. That's
What they made before the Astro come out.
Yeah, it was like the 3/4 ton version of
Okay,
the
I
Astro.
got you.
A lot more forward drives.
Yeah.
No.
Party barge.
I mean,
Like-
some of them were pretty cool. I mean, I drove one for work for a while. It was a 2-wheel drive 4.6 V8 Ford E250, but it was a 4.6 V8, so I think it was gutless. But they made them with 4-wheel drive in the 6-liter Power Stroke or the. I think you.
I'm sorry. Even though I grew up in the 70s when they had all them cool vans in the 70s, they still weren't cool.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't cool. I hated that.
They still weren't.
I tell you what, though, what would really be cool, like a 80s bourbon with a 6.6 30 max in it.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be sick.
Doomsday Machine.
Yeah, that'd be
I
sick.
mean, the 80s come with
Murder.
You could get the
Murder.
6.2,
Yeah.
the 6.2 or 6.5 Detroit.
The
Those were-
A-Team van.
Yeah.
18. No, it still wasn't cool.
No.
The Detroits were junk.
Nope. I think that would be like the closest thing to like a van that I would buy would be like an old 80s Suburban. But it would have to be
a Suburban.
Yeah, it's not a van. It's just truck.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be the closest thing to a van that I would get would be a Suburban.
John Doe says, I can't visualize the pallet placement for the pseudo engine stand. Any videos for reference?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
I mean, you can go
like the reason I said pallet because you said you don't have access to welders, is because like we have a pallet back here that his motor came in from JEGGS years and years, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, whatever. The engines usually come on a pallet, which is a nice wide base, so because it's going to bump around, it's going to vibrate and jiggle around. You just got to cut boards and just make it work. I don't know if Google it. See if
Yeah, you can Google it, and
engine stand without welding.
I mean, you can Google it and see Hellcat motors and Coyotes for sale on a pallet.
Yeah.
Where they put they screw the motor to the pallet, put the ECU, the accelerator, the gauge cluster.
Band them down and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and they run them.
Dog Catcher says, or El Camino with diesel. He was last week. He was talking about a Gremlin.
With a diesel.
Yeah.
I think that's been done.
Well, I'm sure all of it's been done.
No. I know, but it's like, okay. When I diesel swap something, I want to do something that nobody's ever done.
Well, in the day of the internet, good luck with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to, that's why I'm like, I've never heard of anybody transforming a true half ton to a true 3/4 ton. In the
I've
same
understood
frame.
putting a 454 and an S10 before, but
That's been done hundreds of times.
yeah,
Hundreds of times. Everybody's big block swapped up.
just like people with the Rangers putting 5.0s in them or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, speaking of Uncle Mike Campbell, he was the first guy in the area that had a V8 S10, and we did extensive work on that sucker. I mean, this is before you had any pre-made stuff. We had to make everything up ourselves. We had to weld everything up, test fit it. We had to fit head exhaust. We didn't have headers. We had to fit exhaust, but then we also put cable cutouts on it. So he had manifolds down to the cutouts that went straight out the sides, like they do now.
Mhm.
You know, for the drag races. I mean, it was underneath, but it wasn't through the fender, but it was underneath, and they were just sticking straight out. And then he had the going out to the back. You know,
Yeah.
straight pipes though, and he had it down here underneath the seat where you couldn't see it. So he pulled the lever and both the flaps opened up, and it was like open headers, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
But
If
it
you get
took
pulled
us,
over, you can push that back down. And
it took us a month. It took us a month to get all the fab work done to get that motor shoehorned in that little engine compartment, because there was no prefab stuff. It wasn't popular. It had just people had just started talking about doing this. Is like '87, you know, and it was an extended cab, short bed, and yeah, it rode like scalded dog. But I got to drive it, didn't ride in it.
well,
I didn't. We were still dealing with that trip going, you know, going on the highway, you know. So it's like we didn't trust each other behind the wheel.
One thing I can't believe Ford never did was with the Ranger, because they made the Explorer back in the 90s. The same thing, just SUV body versus truck.
Right.
Why they never offered the Ranger with a 5.0 V8 in it, because it fit right in there.
Well, that was emissions. That was emissions and power and everything. And it's this, even back then, the little trucks, they had different emission values than the big trucks did. So you couldn't, you know, scrunch them down far enough to meet the emission standards and the mileage standards of a little truck with a V8 in it.
That 5.0 Explorer had, it'd pass everything except for a gas station.
Yeah.
Brad says they put diesels in everything. Perkins in a Volkswagen Bug, maybe?
Yeah. Well, no, I had a realtor that had a diesel BMW.
Yeah. Was it from overseas he had it shipped here?
No. Well,
yeah, there's a
Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes.
Yeah, they all came.
You can get them you can get a lot of their cars.
A lot of that also happened because of the late 80s and early 90s of the gas crunch too.
Yeah.
Because diesel was cheaper than gasoline at one time. So the manufacturers started making a whole bunch of diesel stuff.
Well, I know like overseas a lot of it is diesel.
Yeah.
So they just get it.
and overseas it's not diesel, it's petrol.
Whatever.
You got petrol and you got diesel. But like that, I used to have, when I was in college, I had a small car, a little Mazda 3. Wasn't fast. It was fun to drive though. It handled really great. But overseas they sold diesel versions of it.
Yeah.
There's engines you could not get in the US, and overseas, like in Europe, they do a lot of diesel cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they'll get a diesel engine in a car will get 50 miles a gallon. Yeah.
Yep. No, I think right now the goal is to modernize like a 4-door 1-ton. I think that would be the.
Well, I got nothing else to do but build a Mustang, so we're gonna do a Mustang. And it's not gonna get a diesel.
Another hot rod.
I think you should get a Coyote.
Dog Catcher says, Junior, do a diesel channel.
You don't have time. They're working them too much.
Yeah. Doing too much big boy stuff. I had 2 cab offs going at once this week, and you turn the corner and like you see everybody else like changing oil or pulling alternators and stuff like that, and you look over my corner and I got a cab off on an F-150 and I got a cab off on a Colorado yanking motors. Like Jesus.
Diesels, I mean, diesels are fun. They're, but
I love them.
diesels are a lot of work. And when he first met me, I had a
the Harley Davidson
F-250 with a 6-liter
yep.
Power Stroke, and I ended up getting rid of it because part of me couldn't, if anything ever went wrong at the time, couldn't have paid to do the repairs. But also diesels are a lot more maintenance, and nobody realizes that. And you go buy one. Mine had 260,000 miles when I bought it. They'll tell you, the diesel is just broke in. Well, yes, the engine may be, but not everything around
the
it.
water pump, time chain, the pump.
That truck nickel and dime me.
Yep.
Somebody said, didn't the Volkswagen Touareg get 50 miles per gallon and got busted for cheating emissions?
Probably.
Yep. Yeah, I remember hearing something about
Probably.
that. Yeah.
And then Brad says, hey, Buck, have you ever worked on an MGB? My father-in-law's 63 MG has been parked in my garage, and it's not ran in 20 years. Same process for starting a Chevy small block that is sat?
Yep. Same process. Make sure everything is moving before you hit the key to it, put battery on it. I had a really good friend I worked with had an MG, and he loved it. But he was like, he was 40-year retiree from the Army, and he weighed $105 when he got out. And I worked with him, and it was a cool little car. I mean, he got it repainted, he got everything done with it, but it was as basic as it comes. It's a 4-cylinder with a standard. It's like the pre-version of a Miata. It's like little bitty thing, and there's lots of parts out there available. Just do the same process. Just make sure, pull the valve cover, make sure all the valves are moving, make sure it spins good, throw a little bit of oil down the cylinders, let it soak for a while. Fresh gas.
No, you would not. I would not.
I don't even fit in my 28.5 Ford.
Yeah. I tried driving Miata once. I got in there. It was like this. I was sitting up there. I looked like Jaws from James Bond in Christina's mom's little Miata. And I mean, I literally got my legs in, and my butt never hit the bottom of the chair. I couldn't get in.
Mm-hmm.
I was too tall for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I had that Mazda 3, I'd go get service, and sometimes they'd let me play with some stuff they had.
Yeah.
And of course, they call it the MX-5. It's a Miata. I mean, same difference. But yeah, I did not fit in that well. The RX-8, I fit in quite a bit better. But
oh, I had a very interesting message from a guy because of the new video that came out Saturday about all the cast iron heads and phone numbers and everything. And he said that his father back in the day was an executive with GM, and they had a loaner program of all the new products. They could go out and test drive on the weekends. He said he brought home Chevelles, Corvettes, Camaros. I mean, they even had stuff like a 68 or 69 Chevelle that had a experimental big block in it that did like flat 12s in the quarter off the showroom floor. High 15-to-1 compression, all the little boogers on it. He said it was like Candyland to anybody like cars. And I'm thinking, man, some people were born in the wrong era.
yeah.
Somebody said they had to do a review on every vehicle they borrowed.
So he's here.
I'm just not saying his name.
Oh, okay.
We don't get political on the channel.
No, that message you sent me got me thinking all day today about that, about how cool that would have been. Just to say, here, we got something new. Here's the keys. Go test it out and tell us what you're thinking over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been just the job of them. I mean,
if that job's
go
available
put 100
now,
miles on this and tell me what you think.
yeah.
I was gonna say, that job's available now. Somebody tell me. I'll take it.
Yeah.
They call it quality assurance.
Oh, I'm sure it's out
What
there.
is it? MGB. Ken doesn't know what it is.
Huh?
You have to explain it.
It's a little small 2-door. It's British. They brought them over here in the 60s and early 70s. They're very basic, very simple. I think most generally all of them are convertibles. They're a little 2-door coupe. They're great cars. You run them on the carpet, they'll go. I mean they're basic and they're fun. And
like you described it, it's a back in the day British Miata.
Yeah,
I mean,
British Miata.
That's what it is.
Very, very small. It was
Simple to the point.
simple to the point. There was no bug. It had a speedometer and a couple of basic gauges. That was it.
You ain't gonna win a drag race with it, but
Nope.
Corners, you'll take them.
And back in the day, it probably got 25, 30 miles to the gallon, and that was like unheard of back in that day.
Oh, here we go. Back in my day.
Back in my day, you had to walk up here both ways to get to
I've
school.
got myself saying that same phrase lately.
In the snow,
I'm
barefoot.
feeling very outnumbered tonight.
Holstead Garage said diesel rat rod build off on Uncle Buck's channel.
Yes.
That takes money, and I'm broke.
It takes a lot of money, but let me tell you,
And then
that would be so sweet.
Dog Catcher says, if I ever get the chance, I'm gonna put a diesel in a new Tundra and go rock crawling.
There you go. Yeah.
Ooh, that would be.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but
there you
like,
go.
Okay, yeah. But Nissan's already done that.
They try that 5-liter Cummins.
No, they got 24 valves in Cummins, and they got 24 valves.
Hi, Uncle Dave.
Nissan.
Uncle Dave.
So
He said the Austin Powers mobile.
Yeah, Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the MG.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a no, that's a Jaguar.
It was a Jag.
yeah, that was a Jag.
Okay,
He did that, and he did
think
the
of that, but
Cadillac.
take about 2 foot off of each end, and that's how small it was.
Okay.
I was gonna say because he had that Jag, and then he had the Cadillac and Gold Member, just like the same year, probably similar year model to my Cadillac. But we're not doing that to my Cadillac.
The smell of it, the taste of it, the texture.
How about no, you crazy dumb bastard?
Profanities.
What's
I knew it was coming from somebody.
How about no?
You know the sad part? I say that to the boy.
How about no?
Yeah, but I go, how about no, you crazy Dutch person?
How about no, you crazy Dutch?
Yeah. Oh, we're going right off the rails tonight.
Oh, God. You guys got me crying over here.
That'd be cool. Little, ooh, like a Tacoma. A Tacoma with a 5.9 in it.
There ain't enough
Okay.
room.
Anyway, we got a lot of comments.
Okay.
Dog Catcher says, what's the scoop on these power steering brackets you mentioned a while back? Are you going to make and sell them? Just curious.
I gotta take it off, and I gotta get it like scanned for the right, because it's got a 90-degree bend in it. So you could cut it out, plasmate it out, but you'd have to have it, 90-degree bend, put it in to make it right. But yeah, it's one of the things in the future to plan. Because I actually fabricated it up myself, and it turned out really good. It worked really well. So I'm thinking about getting it scanned and start producing, put them in a bag and sell them. $24.95, for $5 shipping, But it's gonna be this year.
Dog Catcher also asked, can you post times on your live stream posts? I missed a live the other day.
Post times. 7 o'clock.
Tuesday, 7 o'clock.
Well, maybe like dates or something. I don't know. What are you talking about?
Send reminders.
Specified, Dog Catcher.
Send
If you hit the
reminders.
bell, it'll notify you when he goes live, though.
There you go. Ding,
Just-
ding, ding, ding.
Just letting you know. Let's Go Brandon says YouTube permanently banned his previous YouTube account, and his current name is a direct response. It's YouTube's fault that he has this particular name.
Oh, so it's colorful.
It's political.
Oh, it's political. Yeah, we don't do. What did we call it last week?
Political.
Political. We don't do
Politicals.
politicals.
We don't do politicals on this
politicals
channel.
here.
That's why I said let's go Brandon. Because it's
I got you. Okay.
It's Joe Byron.
Yeah, yeah.
Holstead Garage says, I want my baby back, baby back, baby,
Hey,
baby back. Get in my belly. Now, Chris, you do it.
What?
I hit a baby.
I want my baby back, ribs. Get in my belly.
I think she's gonna hyperventilate on us, guys. It's really working on her tonight.
Like, if you've ever seen a
See
two,
that shirt? That's the color she is right now.
no, but it's just like if you could put like a mask on her, it's like from the tip of her nose up is red.
Yeah, it is.
It's like two-tone right now. It's crazy.
Oh, those are my favorite movies, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one thing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm more
Favorite
than
trilogy,
embarrassed, getting
Favorite
embarrassed,
spoof
so
movie of all time.
I might have to go home and watch Goldmember.
Holstead Garage says, perfect, Chris, thanks.
Oh my goodness! Right off the rails tonight.
Yeah.
I think we're all tired. We're all a little rummed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Goodness gracious.
Mechanic tip of the day: if you hear a noise, stop driving.
But that's no fun.
Yep. I had a car come in today, and someone was like, "I kid you not." The statement that was given to the service writer was, "It sounds like 2 tin cans getting it on under my hood."
Oh, let's just die that right away.
Yeah,
Was it a 1.6?
no, no.
To be easy diagnosis.
Yeah, I was like, huh. Wonder what that could be.
One thing I'll say, I'm not a mechanic, but he could probably back me on this. If you drive a turbocharged vehicle, when you get done running it and you pull in your driveway, let it idle for 1 to 2 minutes before shutting it off. You'd back me on that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because of an oil situation with the turbo.
Yep.
Because it's still spinning. If that oil pump stops pushing, it's spinning dry.
And if you got like an EcoBoost, they're liquid cooled too, so they got coolant and oil flowing through them, and they're running over 100,000 RPM. Yeah, let them idle.
That coolant gets sticky fast.
And so is oil. Yeah, let them idle down.
Yep.
That's one of those things they don't tell you.
Yeah, they don't.
When you get a turbo, let that thing idle.
Yeah,
Especially if you're coming off the highway, let it idle.
like if I've gone to Northwest Arkansas, been on the interstate the whole time, we'll park in the driveway. I'll sit there and finish the song before I hit the button and shut it off.
That's a good one. That's a nice little easy little cheat
Just
code.
listening to your song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog Catcher says the Chris Mobile Mirage with the diesel total Joe Dirt style with slicks and Kragers.
Traegers.
How do you feel about growing a mullet?
I think Chris could.
I can go with the mullet.
He could do a mullet. I don't think Trisha would like it.
No,
You know what? I tell you what would happen. Right?
You have to grow the mutton chops though.
Yeah.
Oh, full Joe Dirt, yeah.
full
Oh
Joe
yeah.
Dirt.
No.
If you do it, I'll do it.
at that point, I'll have to
You
get
want to
like
grow
a,
mutton chops?
Tempt me, I shave.
at that point, I'll have to get like a
It'll just be
Challenger or
peach
Charger, though.
What?
So at that point, I'll have to get a Challenger. Or
No, he's
Charger.
saying do the Mirage like that.
Yeah. Put a wing on the back of it, like yeah.
No, the Mirage.
Whisker
when I get around
do's and
to it, it's
whisker
going to
do's.
stay stock. I mean, the rarity of the car, I can't
No
really bring
whistling
myself to do
bungholes.
much to it.
You need to tell me.
Oh, it's 4th of July is coming, man. I'm going to find a shirt that says it this year.
Okay.
You mean to tell me you're on a fire stand and not have a single whistling kitty?
Don't list everything.
I'll look it up right now. I don't care.
Depending on what he said, you might get canceled.
Because black
Boy,
hats and sparklers. are
Right
my
off the
favorite.
rails tonight. Right off the rails.
I got that poo on me.
That line is referenced in my house
I got the
way more than it should.
I got the poppy cord.
Turn it off.
Does anybody have any car questions?
I actually have one.
Okay.
We were talking about it at work the other day, and me and the old head, I call him the old head. He's the old man in the shop. He's like 60-something years old. His name's Ed. We were talking about it. Big
No.
blocks.
No, don't catch her.
Because we've talked about 88 Vortex heads, camel hump heads,
Yeah.
and all that. What's besides the golden pit ticket you found? We haven't really talked a whole lot about big block heads.
I talked about big block heads in the video Saturday.
Yeah, I know, but like, I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay.
Shame on me, but I haven't watched it. So can you explain to me, the naive,
The differences?
the differences
Okay,
between
there's three different differences. There's a peanut port big block head.
Yeah.
There's an oval port big block head, and there's square port big block head.
Which one do you want?
For the street and for just day-to-day drivability, it's going to be the big oval ports.
Okay.
The peanut port heads were brought on in the mid-90s for fuel emissions in 1-ton trucks,
Mm-hmm.
in OBS trucks and stuff for 1-ton trucks.
Mm-hmm.
They are choked down. They don't flow any air. Those heads are worthless. Blocks are good, but the heads are worthless.
Mm.
Okay. Those heads right there are going to flow right around 230 CFM, which is going to make plenty of power on the street. They breathe good. And the other thing about a big block head is it's like on a small block head. Like on a small block head, you have the ports on the outside, the two ports right next to each other on the inside.
Mm.
These have ports completely separate from each other.
Mm.
There's no cross mixing. There's no hot spots. They make better power. They're all built as a farm implement. They're all built to be high performance, to take a beating, make huge amounts of power as long as you let them breathe.
Right.
That's why the Chevelles came out with them, because they were a 4,500 pound car, and they got up and smoked everything.
Right.
And they, anything that had any kind of weight to it or need to tow or need to be a utility got the big blocks in them, because they weren't worried about gas bonds back then.
Yeah.
The oval port, the square ports are a much larger. They're not so good low end, because they flow so much air. That's why for me it's going to be a large oval ports all the way until like
You get a power adder.
we get serious about racing, and there's some kind of forced induction involved, and it needs as much air as possible to make as much power as possible.
I got you. So that's when you would switch to the square port instead of the oval port.
To the oval port.
I got you.
But I would never put a pair of peanut heads.
On a big block?
oval port's about this big. A peanut port's about this big.
That's what they did in the 70s when they had stricken up, and that's why you had a 500 big block making 195 horse.
Well, no, that was done through exhaust and done through the intake manifold. The intake manifolds were designed just like they are today to be quiet.
Yeah.
But they had their rules they had to live by. They could make a 5. I'm telling you, they like the high output Pontiac and Oldsmobile stuff, that there were 455, 460 cubic inches, whatever, 500 cubic inches Cadillacs. They made a lot more power than they said they did.
And that's one thing I've seen,
because they had to stay under the wire.
And I've heard a lot of that was lied about.
A lot of it was lied about, because think about it this way: back in the day, you could walk onto an 18-year-old could walk onto the car lot and buy a big block 4-speed 411 gear Camaro. Order it that way. Walk and drive off the lot with it. They're not going to say that makes 500, 600 horsepower, because the kid would never be able to get it insured. They wouldn't sell any cars.
I heard that it was for insurance purposes.
It was very much for insurance purposes, because the insurance companies basically said, we ain't touching them.
Uncle Dave said peanut ports were out way before the 90s.
They were?
Small runners and ports for big truck engines, 366 and 427 for torque.
I forgot about the tall decks. Yeah. They made a I believe it was a 327 or a 305 V6. Big old pistons. But a V6, and it was like a dump truck, a utility vehicle back in the 60s and 70s. I can't remember the name.
Now,
the friend that
I know they ran.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say I know Ford and Chevy back 50s and 60s and Ford ran up into the 90s inline. Like,
Well, you know, all the
That's-
time.
that's
Yeah, but
why
I'm
that
talking about a
5 liter
V6.
yeah,
I'm talking about a
that-
5-liter V6.
yeah, they had the 5-liter V8, and it was actually lied about because it's really a 4.9, but they did because they had the 4.9 inline six.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so and my next question is, so
Hold on,
like I
hold
know
on,
on
hold on.
Wait.
Dogcatcher says his buddy is swapping out a 71 C10 to a LS out of the Tahoe. What should they expect? Any input, please?
so
I know nothing. I'm just here.
okay, 2 tips that I have for you when you're doing your LS swap. Number 1, on the
Just don't
back,
do it.
on the back side of the LS motor by the rear main, you have the oil galley barbell. It literally looks like a little mini plastic barbell, right? It's about that long, but it's only got 1 O-ring on it, and then the other half of it is a groove. They sell billet barbells with an O-ring on one end and a double O-ring on the other end. Get one of those, save yourself a lot of hassle. When you pull that motor out, before you put it in, put that barbell in. Put a new rear main on it. Dorman, I've seen nothing but good things come out of Dorman rear mains for LSs, specifically LSs. And then the driver's side on the oil pan, there's a block off plate for oil cooler. Change that gasket, because if you don't change that gasket, you'll think you'll have a rear main leak and you'll be chasing your tail. That block off plate is basically feeds straight from the oil pump. So if that gasket goes, it'll just start dumping oil like crazy. Swap those 3 things out.
And everything you need to do it, the mounts, the brackets, everything, they all sell. It's all sold online now. It isn't like it was 25 years ago or 30 years ago when you had to like fabricate everything like that first S10 like that.
Right.
You know, now you can just buy kits.
Yeah. You can just they sell a kit for everything. As far as like first startup, it might, depending on, you got to make sure you're running at least 65 psi of fuel pressure minimum, but that first startup will be a little coffee.
Now the LS is, I know in the Silverados it was the LT, right?
Oh no, that's the motor.
So
It's an LS.
the other thing I would say, and y'all correct me on this, if you hadn't already picked out the engine, I'd get one without any AFM, active fuel management.
You're right. Well,
I'll show you later.
he said it was out of a Tahoe, so I assume. Well, I don't know if it's
6.0.
yeah. If it well, it depends because
Six O's didn't have the AFM.
they have the 9902 still have 6.0s too.
Oh,
so they have 5.8s or 4.8s, 5.3s, and 6.0s in the 9902s.
yeah, Tahoe, a 4.8
or an 8.1. Excuse me.
Oh,
they did 4.8s for a little bit, I'm pretty sure too.
Uncle Dave said GMC had a big V6 in the 60s. Don't think it was used in the Chevy line.
Yeah.
And then Dogcatcher says, y'all rock. Thanks. I'll pass it on.
Yep.
And then
that barbell, $10.
Michael Scantlin says that I need to do a 4th of July design for Uncle Buck's garage.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Need to make a red shirt.
Remember every deployed.
Everyone deployed, yeah.
Well, yeah, you guys got to help me out with this stuff. I mean, we
gotta make a red shirt.
For what date?
Fridays.
Or Wednesdays.
No, Fridays. You're supposed to wear, if you have someone deployed, you're supposed to wear red on Friday.
All the time you were deployed. I never heard that.
Oh, I thought it was Wednesdays, so.
It was a big thing. It's a big thing on base.
I wear red on a Tuesday. I mean,
yeah, but yeah, it's like it's red day. You wear red. I tried to get it to go at work, but they said no, and I was like, ooh.
Oh, you never guess. All of a sudden, it's like, because we did the video about your toolbox, right?
Mm.
All of a sudden, I've got all this the last 2 days, maybe 3 days. I've gotten feeds about guys making videos about their 1776 boxes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're all over the place now. You know,
There's only one in the area though. In this area, it belongs to me.
It is.
He just got his name paid for it.
I can say
Yeah.
this.
Did I really?
yeah, you got your name.
I
put in.
sent it to you. You dork.
What?
I've actually personally seen his toolbox. It is a
Hunk of junk. Looks like shit.
Oh!
I'm trying to think how to put it. A bad
That looks good.
toolbox. I mean,
That looks slick. It took forever to get here, though.
but no, that toolbox is really cool.
I'm sorry.
I texted you and then called you about it and said, "Did you get my text?"
At 1:30. Yeah, I know. It's just brain fart.
Yesterday. Yeah. Wow. Dog Catcher says it's an O2 throttle by wire.
Oh, yes.
They sold the 72 Nova. I ended up keeping my square body.
Yep. Yeah, that O2. Yeah. Yeah, there ain't much to them. As far as like as long as you keep the ECM out of it, it'll
Plug and play.
It's plug and play. Yeah, you shouldn't have any issues.
I'm not a GM guy, but those
You got my
early
phone.
2000 530s and
There's
60s,
817.
Oh, okay.
you can run them without oil. I'm pretty sure.
No, well, I mean,
Not literally.
I've
but
got the same O2 that's got 308,000 miles on it. You know,
Only got 180.
and so I mean, as long as you treat it right and all that. But I mean, when we rebuild that LS that's in it in red right now, that's what it's gonna get. It's gonna get a brand new remain and barbell and all that. So
Me and your mom were talking about the white truck just this weekend. You know, it's got 183,000 miles on it, and I have not even changed the belt.